In this video we're going to take a quick look at the Nokia DC-19 portable USB charger. Now this is the latest in a line of accessories like this from Nokia. The DC-19 got announced in September and it's just coming into the shops now. We'll get it out so you can take a closer look at what's going on here. It's kind of got this rounded column design, it means it's very space efficient. It fits easily into your pocket, even if I can't get it out of the packaging. So just there we go. You can see there the Nokia branding on the side. There's kind of a battery shape, if you like. On this top end here, you can see we've got 4 LED lights as well as a power button. Now that power button, you press it and it'll actually give an indication of how much charge is left in this DC-19. At the opposite end, you've got the USB ports. That's where you connect it for charging itself or connecting it to a phone. So let's just take a look at what's in the rest of the box here. You can see, just open up this cardboard flap, and you can see there's a colour match USB cable in there. That's for connecting the to the phone. There's also an instruction booklet there along with some kind of warranty information. Let's just show you how it works. You plug in the USB port there, make sure I get it the right way round, and then you plug the other end into a phone. Obviously that's just going into your standard micro USB port, in this case a Lumia 925, and you can see there that it started charging. Now, how big is the capacity on this DC-19? 3,200 milliamp hours. That means you're going to be able to recharge most phones completely, and in some cases you'll be able to get halfway through a second charge as well. I mentioned earlier that Nokia has a kind of a line of these, so just unplug this and do a comparison with the DC-16. This is kind of the immediate predecessor to this particular accessory. You can see here, quite similar in size. The DC-19 is actually slightly shorter, but it's slightly fatter. But in terms of the size in the pocket, very similar, and the overall volume, very similar. They're both about 50 cubic centimetres. But the DC-19 has several advantages over the 16 here, not least the bigger capacity, 2,200 milliamp hours, 3,200 milliamp hours. So an extra 50% here in the DC-19, despite being the same size. Also, in terms of the charging time, they'll both take about 200 to 300 minutes to charge up. I've actually found the DC-19 is a little quicker to charge up compared to the 16, despite having the extra capacity, so that's a really good thing. More important is actually the output. It's 1200 milliamps on this DC-19 versus 950 on the DC-16, so this means the DC-19 will actually charge your device faster, assuming it's able to accept that bigger input, which most of the modern smartphones are, so definitely an advantage here for the DC-19. I mean, I do think the capacity is the big thing to pay attention to here. In terms of weight, very similar, 78 grams versus 75 grams. The pricing, well, Nokia quote a price for around £29 for this DC-19, and the DC-16 is a little bit cheaper. In reality, I've found that the DC-19 at the moment is still quite expensive, £35 versus about £23 the DC-16. You have to decide, whether that's worth it. Personally, I think paying the extra money for the DC-19 is worth it. There are other options, of course, if you're looking to recharge your phone on the move. Here, for example, is the HTC battery bar. Now, quite substantially bigger, but it does have a bigger capacity, 6,000 milliamp hours, so almost twice what you get with this. But having said that, you could carry 2 DC-19s. It's up to you. And the battery bar here is 145 grams, so again, about double the weight. There's also something like the Nokia DC-18. We've got one of these here. It's a completely different shape. I would actually say the DC-18 is one of Nokia's weaker accessories in this area. It's really designed for the Asha phones rather than the smartphones. That's reflected in kind of the output, so 600 milliamp hours versus 1200 of this. So it'll recharge your phone quite slowly. The capacity at 1712 milliamp hours is also quite low. But, as I say, it's sort of a choice, and each of them have their advantages. I do think the DC-19 here is a really great accessory, kind of a must-have for every smartphone owner, simply because we all know that the battery capacity on phones is really such that you'll get a good day's usage out of most of them. But if you're looking to do more, it's just not going to be there. And so if you want to charge up your phone without going near a wall socket, this is a very good option. Particularly, I like the size of it, very portable. So there you go. That was a quick look at the DC-19.